Okay, hello, good morning, guys. Happy Saturday morning. Okay, good morning, everyone. This is our April week 2. Okay, by the way, it's holiday next week, guys. Hello, Kawai, how are you? And hi, Zian. Hi, Nathan. Hey, there's only 3 of you today. Uh, by the way, guys, next week is holiday, Next week is holiday. Finally, DDC, we're having our first holiday. I mean, second, if you count the Chinese New Year one. So next will be a holiday, but we are not skipping a week, as you know. Okay, we will not skip a week. Instead, we will have a break next week. Then the following week, when you come back, it's gonna be week 3. Okay, so it's 2 holiday, 3, 4. So we are still having 4 weeks in April. All right, so I hope you're ready because we are about to finish chapter 3. Oh, sorry, let me erase this real quick. Okay, we're about to finish chapter 3. All right, so have we gone have we gone to this? Have we begin this last week? Have I talked about the VLI last week? Have I talked about this? Because I couldn't remember. Yes, okay, so as you know, these small finger in your small intestine, they are called villi or villus. Remember, they are okay. If they ask this in exam, how do they increase their rate of absorption, or what is their characteristic? Okay, apakah ciri-ciri villi or villus? These are the 4. Okay, they have large surface area. They are very thin. They have blood capillary, and they are moist, lembab. Have I gone through this? I've gone through this. I've gone through this. The 4 characteristic, very, very important. Oh yeah, on adaptation, yes, exactly. Right? But sometimes in exam, they are not that straightforward and they ask you characteristic or adaptation. They will say, how do they increase the rate of absorption? So these are the keywords you need to be aware of. Okay, so these are the 4. So have I mentioned this? I haven't, This one I haven't, I go through already. Have I mentioned the lacteal and the blood capillary? These 2. What do they absorb? This one I think I haven't, right? Maybe I have or I haven't. Okay, you know what? I repeat lah. So this is your villi, or villus. This is one villus. This is one villus. So as I said, small size nutrient like glucose, like amino acid, like fatty acid, like glycerol. Only these 4 can pass through your villi. Only these 4 can pass through. Why? Because they are small enough. Because they are small enough. That's why absorption, you can only absorb these 4. Anything bigger, let's say polypeptide, dipeptide, starch, any bigger sugar maltose, any bigger stuff, they cannot pass through because they are too big. Oh, I've mentioned this. Yes, this is the water soluble one. Hello, Wei Heng, good morning. Yes, the water soluble one, and this is the fat soluble one. Okay, easy, so anyway, yeah, talking about this villi, right? Talking about this villi, right? You will be doing an experiment in school, which is this one. Okay, let me talk about this. Oh, yeah, by the way, this upper one, you can just read it yourself, very easy. A simulation is sorting. Sorting. What does it mean by sorting? You know, we absorb glucose, amino acid, fatty acid, and glycerol. Where do they go? Our body will sort them. Where do they need to go? So very easy, lor. Glucose, I see from digestive, we enter the blood circulatory, and then we will sort them. Glucose, we use it to produce energy. Amino acid, we use it to make new cell. Fatty acid and glycerol, we use it to make new fat for as our heat insulator in our body. Read this yourself. It's not very common in exam. Your note isn't with you. Never mind, you just listen. You just listen. It's okay. You can understand by just listening. Okay, guys, let's talk about this. Okay, please put a star here. Please put a star here because this is almost 100% will come out. Hey guys, I tell you something, I tell you something, you know all these digestion thing, you know all this digestion thing. Many students, they have this idea thinking that, oh, this one will for sure come out. You know what? Sometimes they might not even appear in exam. Okay, but this one will for sure come out. This one will for sure come out. I guarantee you. Okay, so what is this? Okay, can you see this sausage in the middle? Can you see this sausage in the middle? This sausage in the middle, we call it whisking tube. We call it whisking tube. And if you zoom into this whisking tube, if you zoom into this whisking tube, the wall looks like this. They have holes in it. They have holes in it. What are the holes doing? Small food like glucose, they can pass through. Big food like starch cannot pass through. Just like your villas. You see, small food can pass through, big food cannot pass through. Exactly like it. So what does the whisking tube represent? The whisking tube represent your small intestine, or they represent your villas. That's how it works. All right. So the first boiling tube A, I put starch inside. Okay, guys, I have a question. I have a question. We have starch inside here. Can starch come out? Can starch come out? Can starch come out into the distilled water here around? Yes or no? Yes or no? Anyone? Anyone? Okay, inside here is starch. Inside here is starch. Is starch big or small? Is starch big or small? Hello? Anyone? Is starch big or small? Yes. So it's big. So can it come out? No. Very good. So outside here, you should have no starch. Okay, you should have no starch. What about this one? What about this one? Is glucose big or small? Is glucose big or small? Hi Shane. Hi. Good morning. Okay, I was just explaining the important one and you came in. Okay, so glucose is very small. So can glucose come out? Can glucose come out? Yes. Okay, glucose can come out. So outside this water here, you should have glucose. Okay, associate, I repeat this for you. Okay, this experiment is guaranteed coming out in exam. By the way, we are in page, what page is it again? This is page 8. Sorry, page 7. Page 7. Okay, this is for sure coming out. Okay, so this thing is called a whisking tube. Okay, they are just like your villas. They only allow small substance to pass through, big substance cannot pass through. So inside here, starch, very big, starch cannot come out because they cannot pass through. Inside here, glucose, very small, so they can pass through. Okay, so guys, I have a question. How do you know there's starch outside? You cannot see starch also. How do you know there's no starch? How do you know there's glucose outside? How do you know? How do you know got starch or no starch? How do you know got glucose or no glucose? Yes, very good. That's when we do food test. Yay! That's why I say food test is very important. You forget, gone case, right? So how do we test starch? We use iodine. How do we test glucose? Remember who likes eating sugar? It's Mr. Benedict. Okay, so we do the same thing again. We do the exact same thing again. So what do we do to boiling tube A? What do we do to this guy? You have to flip back the, okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Okay, I don't think your first exam will cover this yet because I don't think your school is this far yet. So it's okay. Right, so what do? We do iodine test. What is the original color of iodine? Is your 黄药水, your yellow color medicine? Yes, very good. Originally it's brown. Okay, what does it mean by when it's brown? Brown means there's no glucose, no starch. You see at the beginning, there's no sugar, there's no starch outside. At the end, still no starch outside. What does it mean? What does it mean? That means no starch law. No starch law. Starch is absent. Okay, starch is absent. Please don't say no starch. Please say starch is absent. Uh, Kanji tidak hadir. Okay, and then there's no need to do Benedict because there's no glucose here. And then for B, there's no need for you to do iodine because there's no starch here. So, right. So what happens here? In the beginning, it's blue. Benedict is blue because there's no glucose here. We test Benedict for what? Okay. So at the beginning, it's blue. Blue means there's no glucose. Glucose did not come out yet. Because no starch sounds very childish. Okay, pre-absent sounds better. Okay, yeah, I didn't get that. Yeah. Wait, the meme is so dead. Okay. Anyway, so Benedict at the beginning is blue. Okay, at the end, what do you see? You see bright red precipitate. What does it mean? That means glucose. Don't say got glucose or have glucose. I mean, you want can but it doesn't sound good Glucose is present. Glucose hadir. Wow. You see, finally a glucose can come out lor. Okay, glucose can come out lor. Okay, cool. Cool Very simple experiment And what does the distilled water surrounding it represent? What does the distilled water represent? It represents your bloodstream because you cannot absorb starch, but you can absorb glucose. Can? Easy Easy Oh guys, I have a question. For starch to come out, right? This is a K-bar question. It came out in exam before. For this starch to come out to the water, right? What do I have to add inside? If I let you add one thing inside, what should you add inside? So that the starch can come out. Anyone? Starch is too big, right? Starch is too big, right? Cannot come out, right? What do I put inside to cut it smaller? Very good. You put number one, which is amylase, right? Because amylase will digest the starch and the starch can come out. What's amylase again? Number one, I say number one. Amy is number one. Remember Amy? Amy loves eating rice. So Amy is number one. And protease is number two. Fat lipase is number three. I see guys, K-Bar. K-Bar, we don't resist please. So K-Bar, right? This is K-Bar, right? So like I said, guys, this experiment is almost certainly coming out. I have students, okay, I'm not saying that these are not coming out. I'm not saying that these are coming out. Guys, sometimes you memorize everything, right? You memorize everything, you are so excited for this. One question comes out. You will vomit blood on scene. In the exam, you go, motherfucker, you memorize so hard, then one question comes out. Okay, because you see, sometimes okay, here's the thing. You might say, sir, why is exam so unfair? Why the thing I memorize won't come out? Because you see, nowadays okay, our government, right? Okay, our government our Ministry of Education they are not encouraging you to study without thinking. So you know what they do? They will come out a lot of a K-Bar question because they want you to think while you study. They don't want you to just, you know what is 读死书 ah? You study without thinking. Yes, they want you to use your brain exactly. So they will come up with all these kind of twist and turn question. So I would rather you study this and food test than your digestive system. You know, you remember the question we did? Oh, Hamidi had a problem with gallbladder. Don't spay, yes, okay. So he cuts off his gallbladder. So what problem does he face? Things like that, right? They don't want you to just die memorize. They want you to think. Okay, go on, go on. Hey, this is starch and glucose. What if in exam this is polypeptide or this is protein and amino acid? Same thing. Same thing. Okay. Guys, did I just disconnect for a brief moment there? Because everything disappeared. Zoom is so freaking stupid. I'm a bit fed up with Zoom lately because it's getting on my nerves. Right. Anyway, so you know what? Read this yourself lah. Read this yourself lah. What inference? Remember the word inference? What inference can be made? Inference means you explain how do you explain this brown color? Because the starch is absent, right? Iodine solution remains brown because size of starch is too big, cannot diffuse through. Q, for Benedict solution forms brick red precipitate because size is small, glucose is small, and can diffuse through. Okay, what do you mean skill issue? Okay, anyway, right, let's talk about the last part, shall we? Let's enter the last part, shall we? Let's talk about defecation. Okay, defecation, this is shitting or pooping or number 2 or poo-pooing, whatever fancy word you want to call it, right? But in scientific term, we call it defecation. Okay, to shit is to defecate. Okay, we call it defecate. So defecate. Okay, so what are we doing now? Okay, what are we doing now? Okay, you see, this is your large intestine. Okay, by the way, after your small intestine, okay, after your small intestine, what is left over? What is left over is your watery shit. Okay, it's your watery shit. You know diarrhea? You know diarrhea? Sometimes when you eat something wrong, you get diarrhea, right? The diarrhea is what is entering the large intestine. But you see, you can't shit watery shit every time, right? Okay. Yeah, nice anus. Woo. Okay. So you see, you can't shit watery shit every time, right? Okay, so what will your large intestine do? Your large intestine will absorb the water. That means if you're having diarrhea, you cannot absorb the water, lor. So they absorb the water, absorb water, absorb water. So as it reaches this last part here, your shit should turn dry. Your shit should be dry. It should be not too dry, but it's firm and dry. All right, guys, do you look at your shit? Do you look at your shit? You should, you should check your shit out. Okay. Good. If you do good, right? Shane, check it, right? Because it tells you what you are eating. It's a feedback of what you are eating. Yeah, exactly like that, right? You should check it out. Right. Anyway, so okay, let's talk about the point. So digested food is completed in our small intestine. Undigested food and food that is not absorbed. Okay, actually we can't not absorb everything. We actually absorb everything. Okay, so waste secretion, dead cell water will enter the large intestine. Okay, so your large intestine will do the pushing also. This is called peristalsis. Remember, same as your esophagus. So same thing here. So what do you do now? What do you do now? Your large intestine will absorb your water together with mineral and vitamin. Okay, so your large intestine will absorb all the water, will absorb everything. Okay, and now you get dry shit. Not dry, drier shit. Okay, so now you get a solid waste. We call it feces. You know this lah, as in shit lah. We call it tinja. Okay, tinja. And to eliminate shit, the process is called defecation. This is called tinjaan. Oh, okay. Good lah, good lah, good lah. If you diarrhea a lot, then you check. Okay, Kaiwei, if you diarrhea a lot, okay, guys, let's talk about diarrhea. Okay, let's talk about diarrhea. If you say, sir, why do I get diarrhea easily? Why do I always don't get solid shit? Okay, number one, it's because you are eating food that doesn't agree with you. Okay, or like those not, yeah, that's why you see food that doesn't agree with you. Like you see how do I get diarrhea? If I eat mala. If I eat mala, my stomach doesn't really agree with mala. Okay, I don't know why would you spend money to torture yourself, because I wouldn't. Right? If I eat mala, gone case lah, I sure diarrhea one. Okay, or anything too spicy, right? Any lajiu ban min. You know lajiu ban min? Chili ban min chili ban min yeah, I like eating spicy too. But chili ban min, if I put too much of chili or if I drink too much of chili oil, if I eat too much chili oil oh my god, diarrhea. So if you eat food that doesn't agree with you, your stomach will tell you. Diarrhea means your stomach is not very happy. Your large intestine is not very happy. All right, so don't eat it. I mean, once or twice okay lah. But you diarrhea every time, you're not sian one meh? Oh, so listen to what your body says. Right, that's number one. And number two, mostly is due to constipation. Okay, it's due to constipation. If you constipation for very long lah. And number three, it's because what's number three again? Oh, you're having some sort of disease. All right, gastroenteritis. What is gastroenteritis? 肠胃炎. That means your stomach is upset. Okay, your stomach is sick, so you get diarrhea. Okay, so diarrhea is telling you something. Diarrhea is telling you something. If you keep getting diarrhea, that means something is wrong. You shouldn't get diarrhea. Your shit should be nice and dry. Okay. Anyway. So if you don't eat enough fiber, I think you already know this. Fiber and water, it results in constipation. Okay. Sembelit. Any of you here writing in BM? Okay, I'm just lazy to write BM lah. So sembelit lah. So this is constipation. Okay, constipation. Right, so guys, what is healthy shit? Okay, come. Let me teach you how to analyze shit. Right? Have I told you this before? Have I told you this before? Okay, guys, healthy shit should be reasonably long. I mean, you can't make it as long as you want because it would stick out of your toilet bowl like a freaking cobra. Okay, I mean, yeah. So your shit should be long, and it should be as light brown as possible, right? So if your shit is like ochre color and long, wow, congrats. It's like you have a 2 kg healthy baby. Okay, ochre lah. So I sometimes get ochre too if I eat a lot of veggie, right? If I go for Korean meal, okay, if I go for Korean barbecue, okay, because Korean meal a lot of veggie. Have you realized this? Korean meal is there's a lot of veggie. All the banchan besides all veggie, right? So Korean meal is actually very healthy. If you eat a lot of kimchi, right? So your shit will be very healthy. Okay, and then what is the not so good shit? Okay, if your shit looks dark brown and it looks very small, especially if it looks round, that is not very good because that means you are not having enough water. You're not drinking enough water. You're not eating enough fiber. So your shit gets a little bit too dry. You see, because my large intestine absorbs water, right? If you don't drink enough water, I suck too much water away from the food, so your shit gets dry. That's why, right? So make sure you drink enough water. Make sure you eat enough fiber to make your shit healthy. Okay, so look at it. Look at your shit. Hey, did you know this? Did you know this? In the US, they have something called the shit analyzing service. What's the worst form? Diarrhea, I guess. Okay. So that's the shit analyzing service. What does it mean? That means you shit, you put your shit into a bag, right? You mail it to them. They will run an analysis on your shit. right? That means what germs are on it. Because just by analyzing your shit, what germs are on it, I can know whether you have a chance of getting colon cancer, whether you're healthy, you are eating what you should, do you have the required probiotic? I know what you're thinking, right? Okay, guys, by the way, you have bacteria living inside here. Do you know that? Okay, these bacteria, they protect you from getting cancer. Do you know what is large intestine cancer? Yes, the good bacteria, the probiotic, or I should say it. Okay, you know Vitagen, you know Yakult, you know yogurt, all the one you put all the good bacteria inside here. So, by the way, guys, large intestine is also called colon. And the second most common cancer, yeah, you drink too much, you get diarrhea. The second most common type of cancer is colorectal cancer. Colorectal cancer. This is the second most common cancer in the world. All right, right, guys. This is no joke. This is no joke. Because one of my mom's acquaintance, okay, not really a friend. Okay. What happened to her was okay. She passed away. Okay, what happened to her was she always shit blood out. She always shit blood out. Okay, guys, if you have blood in your shit, yeah, yeah. If you have blood in your shit, it's already a concern. All right. If you keep getting blood in your shit, there could be two possibility. Number one, you are having a swollen blood vessel here. We call it shit. What do we call it again? Hemorrhoid. Yes, hemorrhoid. 痔疮. Okay, hemorrhoid. Okay, that is not a very big concern. But if you're having blood here, right, that's a big concern because it's a chance that you're having colon cancer. All right, a hemorrhoid is outside, but inside here it's colon cancer, right? So when this friend of my mom found out, when she went for a scan, because one day she got very painful shit, very painful constipation, and when she went for a scan, it's almost terminal stage colon cancer, right? And towards the end of her life, her large intestine just failed. All right, her large intestine failed. Doctor had to go through surgery to remove the whole large intestine. All right, and how did she shit? How did she shit? The doctor had to cut a hole here and put a bag outside. So the bag is to contain her shit. Right? Not pretty. Okay, not pretty. It's very torturing the last few months of her death because it's very painful. Yeah, gone case lah, exactly. So you see why you look at your shit now? You see why you look at your shit? Because your shit tells you what's wrong with you. And oh, guys, according to my friend, my friend is a doctor. According to my friend, you know who gets colon cancer a lot? Chinese. Chinese. Not because colon cancer is racist, you know why Chinese get colon cancer a lot? Because of our eating habit. Because of our eating habit, because we don't really eat a lot of veggie. You see, Chinese, we don't eat veggie one. Maybe you do, again, good for you. But Chinese, we don't really eat veggie. And you look at our Chinese food, right? There's very little veggie, and it's mostly burnt food. I mean, come on, lah. Our Chinese food, is mostly a little bit burnt one. We call it wok hei, right? If you use the big flame and you cook your gulo or you cook your tai lok min, you cook your watan ho, it has that slightly burnt smell to it and it smells awesome. We call it wok hei lor. Wow, no wok hei, I don't eat one. Right? Those uncle, they say, wow, this noodle very nice cause got wok hei. Wok hei is cancer lor. You know how eating burnt food gives you cancer? Same shit lah. Right? Yeah, yes, must smell good, must have wok hei. Cause the flame very big ma. So when you cook, the food is like slightly burnt. It gives you that charred smell. Cancer anyone? So that's how you get colon cancer. That's why Chinese we get colon cancer a lot, right? Indians they don't get a lot of cancer. They don't get colon cancer especially. You know why? You know what fights your colon cancer? What fights cancer? Turmeric. Turmeric as in kunyit, 黄姜. chapati okay lah, okay, but turmeric a lot, right? So you see, Indians eat a lot of curry, right? So turmeric law. So turmeric is your friend. Okay, but if you say, sir, I don't eat curry every day, what? Go and buy turmeric extract lah. I eat this every day. I mean, turmeric itself is very disgusting to eat alone lah. Eat turmeric extract. We call it curcumin. We call it curcumin. Wow, I'm selling product again. You see, it's not very expensive also. 60 capsule for like 80 something. Yeah, it's like RM1 plus. Oh, guys, plus, this thing is very good for your heart. Turmeric is awesome, guys. Turmeric is awesome. It's very good for your heart. It fights heart disease, and it's also very good for your joint. Okay, because this thing reduces swelling. It reduces swelling. Good for pimples also. Turmeric, this is your friend. Okay, curcumin. Go and do some research. It is proven scientifically to help with cancer and heart disease. Yeah, speaking of that, what's up? So guys, take care of your large intestine. Take care of your large intestine. Take care of your shit. Riley Puffy, yeah, I have. Yeah, he passed away in a car crash. I know. Why? What's up? Well, you know about him? You know about him? One of the youngest bodybuilder about to turn pro. Yeah, not very famous lah. Only in the scene lah. Riley Pelfy. If you're a bodybuilder, then maybe you'll know about him. Yeah, he's 19. Yeah, yeah. I follow his journey. I follow his journey actually. Right, he actually went from natural to unnatural. He started taking steroid because he wants to turn pro. But unfortunately, he died in a car crash, which is a shame. Right. Anyway, wow, how do you know this? Wayne, how do you know this? He's sort of not a very famous person, I would say. Oh, okay. Cool. Wow, you know him. Okay. Anyway, so defecation, cheating, look at your shit, Shit, that is such an old news already. Why are you mentioning that? Oh yeah, by the way, you know the Asia shit, you know how some people they say, sir, why don't you want children? That's exactly the reason. Imagine if that's my daughter inside there, I will kill myself. Seriously. Okay. Uh, yeah. I know this is education. I might say, sir, if you teach your kids well, they won't do this. What? You never know one. You never know one. I mean, sometimes girls are very hormone driven one. Girls, once they fell in love, or they won't think one, right? So no, it's not legal. I mean, the age is legal, but doing it there is not legal. I know. It's not legal per se. Okay. Anyway, guys, let's go to page 26, shall we? Let's go to page 26, shall we? Okay. So what is this? What is this? This is your small intestine. Oh yeah. Trypophobia, anyone? Yuck! It looks disgusting, right? But because they are like this, they are very good at absorbing food. Okay, so who am I to say anything? So name the finger-like structure labeled as, what is this S here? What is this? Yeah, public indecency, exactly. Wow, Shane, wow. Very, very, very educated answer. Okay, so what is this? This is your Velas or your villi or whatever. I mean, guys, if you want to do what they did, make sure you tint your window lah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And get a better car suspension so that it looks less sussy, right? I mean, from afar, I see your car alone in the middle of nowhere and your car is shaking. What are you doing inside? You're partying inside. We all know what happens lah. So get a better suspension car. A X90 is out. Spacious. Okay, put an inflatable tilam inside. Okay, and please tint your window. For God's sake, please tint your window. Don't be stupid, okay? Anyway, so next, number 2, explain how the structure in A1 helps to increase the rate of absorption. I see rate of absorption. How does this increase the rate of absorption? What are the 4 points I mentioned just now? You right, I'm sure. What are the 4 points? What are the 4 points to increase rate of absorption, guys? What are they? What are the 4 points? They are moist, okay, thin, large surface area, surrounded by network of blood capillary. You see, guys, like I said, this is for sure coming out. You see, rate of absorption. Sometimes exam will say characteristic, sometimes they will say adaptation, but they won't be so straightforward. They will say, how do they increase their rate of absorption? Okay, cool? Cool? Yeah. Okay, so B1, where does the absorption of digested food take place? Where do you absorb your food? There is your small intestine. Okay, usus kecil. Right. So number 2, how long is the small intestine? Guys, they won't ask how long the intestine is. By the way, it's 7 meter. By the way, it's 7 meter. If you pull your small intestine out and you pull it out like that, it's 7 meter. Pretty impressive though. 7 meters is like close to 2 stories. A little bit more than 2 stories. So it's pretty impressive, right? So it's a very long slide that your foot goes through to make sure everything is absorbed. 7 meters, think about that, right? So number 3, why are the walls of the small intestine folded? So why is it folded? I just mentioned it just now. This is to increase your surface area. What's the average size? Of what, Wing Heng? Please be specific. Of what? Of PP? Of PP? By the way, guys, average PP size is around 11 cm, right? You don't need yours to be freaking long. Guys, the vagina is only 10 cm. Why do you need such a long PP? Right? I don't know why guys like to fight over this thing. Like, oh, my PP is long. Okay, do you know how to use it though? It's the motion of the ocean. Right? No, it's definitely not 14 to 15. Shane, what? You have searched it up, huh? Okay, no, it's not. No, it's 12. I think it's 11 to 12, I think. Okay, and plus guys, there's a bias in that. Oh, did I? Okay, there's a bias in that. What do I mean? Only people who think that they are long enough will participate in that research. You get what I mean? If you have a small PP, you wouldn't want to go to that research because you feel ashamed. So that study itself is skewed. Shane, chill, Shane. Okay, so I mean, if you have a long PP, good for you lah. Okay, I mean, if you don't have a long PP or you have an average size PP, then there are many things else you can do. All right, if you get what I mean. You don't just use your PP to please a girl. Okay, real talk here, guys. Real talk here. Don't feel insecure about your PP. It's about the confidence that counts. Right? Right? Confidence is key. Okay, confidence is key. I mean, even if a guy is not so good looking, even if a guy is not so well built, but if he's confident enough, you would find him likable. You will find him attractive too. It's the confidence that counts, guys. Real talk here. Okay, as an experienced adult, let me tell you this: confidence is key. So if you like your crush, it's nothing wrong. Tell her you like her a lot. You find her attractive, right? It's a compliment too. Okay, right? You see, when you see something pretty, you will compliment the pretty thing, right? Hey, nice car you have, bro. Hey, nice tattoo, bro. Hey, bro, you looking fresh, your haircut. So why are we so ashamed to tell our crush that we like them? You see the funny part, right? So if you like someone, tell them. You don't need to be ashamed of it, okay? No, it's not hard. It's not. Oh, guys, it's not. By the way, please change your perception. It's not called confessing. you only confess to a pastor when you did something wrong, right? It's not called confessing, it's called telling them you like them, right? Right? I mean, as a kindergartner, if you're a kindergartner, if you sit next to a very pretty girl and you like her, you say, "Oh, I like you a lot. You're very pretty." You just tell her, right? But why are we overcomplicating stuff as we grow up, right? Just tell them lah. Okay, I think you're very pretty. I think you look very hot. Okay, you look good. See, so I mean, guys, in this age of suicide, in this age of depression, don't we need a little bit more recognition and compliments, right? So if you see someone good looking, if you see something nice, why not you compliment it? Okay, uh, don't just tell her lah. Just tell her. I mean, if she has a girlfriend, if she has not have a girl, whatever, just tell them you like them and say that I like you because you look good, you look pretty. Hmm. Okay, very scared. No need scared. Just tell them. Just tell them. I mean, if you were to tell me, even if I don't like you, I will respect you a lot. Like, wow, you have guts. You have guts, and I like people with guts. Okay, that's a respect I have for you. Okay, don't just play yourself. Oh my God, I'm too shy to tell. I mean, I know lah. Okay, you guys are in your teenage years. You are very self-conscious. You're still discovering yourself. I know. I know. I went through this too. But it's very attractive when you can tell it to them. Okay, real talk here, guys. Real talk here, guys. Wow, I'm like Daddy Eddie telling you how to live, huh? Okay, because I am right. Because I am. I went through the same. I went through the same thing. Guys. I grew up without a dad because my dad passed away. I grew up without a dad. I wish my dad could tell me this. Seriously, seriously. If you like someone, tell them. Right? I would tell my kid the same thing. Right? Hmm. No lah, won't one lah, won't one lah. I mean, as friends, you guys will admire each other also one ma, right? Nothing wrong one. Okay, so what are villi? Okay, I'm not gonna answer this question because it's very pointless. Okay, digested food finally enters which system? It enters our blood circulatory system. Okay, you absorb your food and it enters your blood, so it's your blood circulatory system. Okay, can can Shane, I wish you guys get together. That would be very sweet. You're not too bad yourself, what, right? Who knows? Okay. Guys, another word of advice here. Another word of advice here. You miss 100%. You miss 100% for shots that you don't take. Words to live by, guys. Words to live by. Right? Okay, ma, 17, okay, what? Hey, you see, 17 is the last year, huh? Ah, so you let that sink in. Okay. You have 8 months to go. Ignore me lah. I just like teasing lah. Okay. Anyway, so number 17. Number 17. So describe the cell of the epithelium part as the adaptation. Guys, what is the adaptation? What is adaptation? How are they like? How are they like? How is your villus like? What is the adaptation? What are the 4 adaptations? Hey, hello. What are the 4 adaptations? What are the 4 adaptations? You pick one lah. Usually, I will write moist or thin because they're very easy to write because it's just one word. I mean, if you want to show off more, you can say, oh, they have large network of capillary. Why you want to trouble yourself, leh? Or they have large surface area. Why trouble yourself? Just write thin. In Malay, nipis lah. You don't know nipis, meh? Okay. Anyway, what is X and Y? What is X? What is X? This is your network of what? Network of what? This is your blood, capillary dara. Okay, capillary dara. What about the Y here? What is this middle tube here? What is this middle tube here called? What is it called? Hey guys, anyone there? Oi, don't leave me hanging. What is the green tube called? Urat your head lah, urat. Okay, what is this green thing called? Oi, what is it called? Yes, your lacteal. This is your fatty tube. This is okay. Blood vessel is the watery tube. Water stuff will go inside there like BC, vitamin BC, and this is your fatty tube. Okay, your green color part is your fatty tube. So this is your lacteal. Okay, so this is your lacteal. So name two food substances that are absorbed into X and Y. So who goes into your blood capillary? This is your water tube, right? They absorb water stuff, right? So what is the water stuff? Give me two. Give me the water stuff. Alright, just give me one will do lah. What is the stuff that is absorbed into your blood capillary? What are the watery stuff, guys? What are the watery stuff? Creak, 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 creak. What are the watery stuff? Aiyo, what are the watery stuff? You have your glucose. Okay, you have your amino acid. These two are your watery stuff. Okay, I'll just write all the answers for you lah. You can choose one in exam. Glucose, amino acid, vitamin B, C. Right? These are the watery stuff. Because you see, sugar can dissolve in water if you stir it, right? Right? If you put glucose in water and you stir it, they will dissolve, right? Amino acid, if you put protein into water and you stir it, protein will dissolve, right? This is how I make the protein drink. You know, protein powder. Okay. And then what is the fatty stuff? You have your fatty acid and you have your glycerol. When you digest fat, you get these two, remember? And you get vitamin A, D, E, K. Ade is fat, remember? So you see, water stuff will go into your blood, fatty stuff will go into your lacteal. They will go two separate ways. Can I? Can I? They go two separate ways. That's how it works. Okay? Can? Can? Wait, what's with the silence, guys? You guys okay? You guys okay or not? At least give me a K lah. Give me an OK. That's not a lot of effort to type. From what I see on my keyboard, O and K is very near. Okay. Okay. Give me a number or whatever. Okay, just respond lah. Okay, yo. Can. Okay, next. Okay, let's skip C lah. I want to talk about my 18 here. This question is very important. Very important. So you have glucose here. You have starch here. So as you know lah, glucose is very small, starch is very big. So, number one, what is the manipulated variable here? I see. Still experiment. Like I said, this has more chance coming out in exam than your digestion. What is the manipulated variable here? What is manipulated variable again? Guys, what is manipulated variable? Hello? What is your manipulated variable? And what is the manipulated variable here? The solution, right? The solution inside, right? Okay, so it's the glucose or the starch solution. Okay, glucose or the starch solution. Okay, what about the responding? What about the responding? Hey, don't leave me hanging, guys. What's the responding here? What's the responding here? The color of the solution. Okay. This is a bit hard to write, isn't it? Okay, what is the responding? You can say presence of glucose or starch in the water. I accept this. That means whether do they come out lah, right? Whether do they come? That's why you see, I asked you to memorize. I asked you to write the word present or absent. Okay, absence or presence. Okay, guys, you will only have one manipulator and one responding. One MV and one RV. Wow, it's been a while we haven't wrote this MV and RV thing, isn't it? Right? Because so far we haven't done any experiment yet. Oh, guys, I hope your school will let you do this experiment because it's quite important. I don't know lah. I hope lah, because maybe your school will, maybe your school won't. I don't know. Right. What about constant? What is the CV? What are you not changing? Yes, good. Water temperature can. Water temperature. Yes, temperature of water. Oh, you guys done starch test already? Oh, right. In Form 1, huh? Oh, yeah. You guys did that in Form 1. Okay. So next B. Name the test that should be carried out on distilled water in each of the boiling tube. So what test should you do here? Yes, this is your Ujian Kanji, your iodine test. Ujian iodine, Wing. Ujian iodine test. What about Q? What about Q? What is the guy's name again? What is the guy's name again? It's called Benedict's test. Okay, so the result you know lah. Beginning is brown, ending is brown. Wait, is the first one? Oh shit, I got it in reverse. Oops, sorry. Okay, brown should be here. This should be blue, and your break rate precipitate. Okay, that means inside P you have glucose. Inside here you have no glucose. Okay, so state and inference. Take note of this. This one will come out in exam. What is inference? Inference means why. Why here will change color? Why here no change color leh? Because in P, glucose is present. Okay, glucose hardy. For Q, iodine is absent. That's what I mean by inference. Inference means to explain what you see. Why do you see what you see? Why is P blue then brick red? Why is Q brown then brown again? Something like that. Okay, so what can be said about the size of starch and glucose? Starch is big, glucose is small. Okay, the process to turn starch to glucose is called digestion. This question is very good. This question this is the question that is a very typical exam question. I would say a difficult question lah. Guys, if you can do this question, you'll be very well in exam. Most of your friends will die. Trust me. So why not you show it to them that you learn it from me. Okay, so that they can say, "Ooh, wow, you're so good. Who do you learn it from?" Wow, then you see, I got more business already. Okay, no, I'm just joking. Okay, just show them who you are. Okay, I'm sure you can do this in exam. Very easy, right, guys? I cut straight. Yes, sales going up. I cut straight to the point. This is how you should write in exam, because at the end of the day, I say, okay, yeah, sir, we learn all this stuff. Cool. What's next? I want you to score an exam. Okay, I'll give you. What the hell, Wing Ying? Can you speak human? Okay, so exam question. So I will put a circle here, I'll put a star here. Your typical exam question should look like this. Okay? Can Can can, then I move on. You see, this is the same thing. This is the same thing. You see, this is a bit twist and turn already. This is K-bar question. They put starch here, they put protein here, then they put amylase. Can you guess what will happen? Can you guess what will happen? Will starch or protein get digested? You see, starch and protein, they cannot come out, right? Because they're too big, right? So amylase will digest who? Amylase will digest who? And at the end, who will come out? You answer this yourself. Okay, you answer this yourself. Answer I will put into Google Classroom. You can please check it there. I mean, if you're not from my group, then you can come and WhatsApp me. I will send you the answer scheme. Starch will come out, lor. But starch won't come out. Amylase will turn starch into what is it? Amylase will turn starch into smaller starch. And what would that be? There's no smaller starch. What would that be? Yes, glucose. So glucose will come out. Consumable starch. I slap you, I tell you. Okay, anyway, so let's talk about sheet. Let's talk about sheet. Let's go to page 29. So what is P? What is P? What is P? P is your large intestine. Usus besar. Guys, if you can write colon here, wow, even better. No need lah. This is a show off answer. But I like to write colon. You know why? Because it's shorter. Large intestine, very long. I don't like. Right? Hey, did you know there's a shorter name for small intestine too? Small intestine is actually called ileum. Because I lazy. Okay, I lazy. I just like to write ileum. Okay, anyway, what is Q? What is Q? Ileum. It's ileum. Yes, ileum. This is your small intestine. What about Q? What about Q? What is Q? Where do you store your sheet? No, anus is the hole. Anus is the hole. The store sheet one is called what? It's called rectum. Hey guys, do not confuse colon and colon. Okay, I like to smell your colon and I like to smell your colon. It's very different thing. Okay, very different thing. If I smell your cologne, it's your perfume. If I smell your cologne, it means I smell your shit. Okay. Anyway, what's the function? What's the function? What's the function of P? What's the function of P? What's the function of your large intestine? They are to absorb water. Okay, all vitamins, all minerals. What about Q? Q is to store. What is shit called? What is shit called? This is your PC. I'm sure Dior they sell cologne. Oh, I like my boyfriend's cologne. Wow, very kinky, are you? Ew. Okay, so D. Name the process which the content Q is removed. Okay, when you remove Q, that is called defecation. Okay, instead of saying I'm gonna shit on you, why not you say I am going to defecate on you, dear sir? Sounding like a gentleman. Right, so E. What is the food class in human diet which enables proper removal of contents in Q? So what should you eat to shit properly? You should eat more fiber, pelawas. You should drink more water. So your mom demanding you to eat your veggie and to bring water bottle out, she has her wisdom. Oh yeah, prunes. Prunes is very good too. I mean, I don't like it lah. I mean, I don't like it. You know, sun sweet, sun kiss. What's the brand again? Sun sweet. Prune is very good, but I don't like it. It's too sweet. Okay. Anyway, so F, what is the problem associated with the lack of this food class? When you lack fiber, what do you get? This is constipation. We call it symbolite in BM. Guys, if your constipation is too serious, guys, if you don't shit for 5 days, it happened to one of my friend in primary school. If it happens like you 5 days don't shit, you know what they will do? They will do something called shit. What's the word called in English? It's called 关肠. It's called 关肠in Mandarin. So what do? They will pump oil into your butthole to soften your stool so that they can come out. Right? They will pump oil into your butthole. Okay. They will pump laxative. So yeah, they will use some kind of laxative. Yeah, because oil is slippery. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So G suggests 2 ways of preventing constipation. Are there? Eat more fiber, drink more water. Okay. So I think that's it for this chapter. Guys, this chapter, I wrap up this chapter. I wrap this chapter up. Don't worry. This chapter is very long, I know, but I will do a summary. I will do a revision next time before your exam. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, your exam should be in end of May. From what I know, end of May. And okay, let me do an announcement before I go. Before the end of May, TDC, we are having a seminar. Okay, so the schedule is not out yet, but you will know. You will know. So the schedule will be out, and it will be a free seminar. Okay, and you want to come, you come, lor. Don't want to come, never mind one. Okay, and when you come, please make sure you bring your friend along. Okay, it's free. It's free. Okay, come and see awesome teacher Eddie. Free class, what? Okay, bring them here. We will do a revision just for your first exam. No. It's online class. It's online class. It's online class. You have a choice of us 4 teachers. Okay, you come to me, and you bring your friend along. It's free. It's free. You ask them to apply early. We will send them the free notes as well. I won't do that, Wing Heng. Why I want to put myself into trouble? Okay, I mean, I will censor my words lah. Okay, you only see the real me in the paid class. Thankfully. Right, anyway, guys, I will end my class here. Next week is a holiday, Jane. Next week is holiday, So you come back on the 29th for week 3. Okay, next week is a gap week, it's a holiday week, and 29th is your 3rd week. Right? Okay, good for you, Wei. I hope you're happy. Alright, guys, I hope you have a good weekend and a good holiday. Please don't enjoy too much to a point that you forget all these things. Guys, I have a small request. Please don't format your brain when you come back. You know what does it mean by when you format your brain? Because all my students, they do that. They format their brain after holiday. Factory reset their brain. Okay, please don't do that. Right? Please come back with a fresh mind. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so guys, I will see you 2 weeks later lah. I hope you have a good holiday. Okay, go and have a good time and go and rest. I will see you soon. Okay, so guys, have a good one. See you soon. Take care and bye, guys. Bye bye. Bye bye. Happy holidays. Bye bye.